Yes, in fact, you can call it free money. That's right. When something works this well, it starts to become almost frightening. Sorry, I don't want to do that voice yet. It's PayPal. It's Sophie. It's the market. Yesterday, today. So, my friends, if you're looking at my face right now on YouTube, hi, how are you? I've been doing these since '07, right? Yeah, it's been a long road. It took me a long time to find something that works this well and this easily understood. And what's fantastic about it, it doesn't matter if the market's going up, down, sideways, extreme volatility, crashing, or ripping higher. It's the same day over and over again. It's the same day. Sometimes the numbers get bigger. That's it. So when the market was rip roaring, the faux show bro still the same trade as it was last year and the year before, the Kardashian bottoms, the Andy Dufresnes. It's just that when you break out on the volatile days, you go up more and it's better. More volatility, more better. So let's get right into it, friends. PayPal right now. In it. Let's go. And I'll show you why. So this trade that I speak of has been working since I've started trading. So let's call it forever, since 1996, right? Now, and by the way, just sold out of it. So they just dropped a bid on us, and that was the end of that trade. But I'm sure it'll make another move because they're just doing pre-market shenanigans right now with it. I'm sure there's a press conference going on or something. So right there, what you're looking at is how to make money trading, right? So let me explain one more time. So this trade, this idea of a reversal, the reversal is the green to red or red to green. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make it sound so simple, but it is. And I'll say it in robotic voice now to make it even more simple. If a stock is gap down on earnings and it goes green, buy it. That trade's been working for quite some time because a stock is gap down on earnings because either the market makers, let's just call it they are trying to get people to sell it so they can accumulate the stock. When a stock is gapped up on earnings, they're keeping it up because they probably have a seller somewhere that wants to get out of the stock. Or easily, even more easily understood, if you came in personally, for instance, yesterday over the weekend, you came in long and you saw the market was up, what do? You sell some. So when a stock is up on good numbers, think about it. Somebody knew those numbers before you, that's for certain. The friends of the person that knew the numbers were going to be good, he knew also. So there's people in the stock, the speculators, the people that knew, and they're going to want to cash out of something at the beginning of the day. So you get the fade. If the fade becomes a reversal, it generally goes down even more. So there's the premise to the gap fading or the reversal. VWAP, right, gets you in before the reversal. So this trade's been working forever, just from going red to green or green to red. VWAP's getting you in before the change, meaning before it goes green. So you're getting the VWAP, the stock's going down first. You say, hey, PayPal, they reported earnings. Fantastic. Ooh, look, it's getting hammered. And then your next thought is, well, first of all, let's say what you're not going to be thinking. Why are they going down? Who cares? What were the numbers? Doesn't matter. You certainly don't give a shit about EBITDA or forward guidance. None of that matters. It's already in. They said their number. It's been about an hour and 15, 20 minutes. They're going to say what they're going to say. The analysts are coming along. Do you care what analysts say? Nope. Upgrades, downgrades, doesn't matter. What you do care about is the stock that's below the VWAP the entire morning. And as you sat here, you said, hey, look, it's PayPal. They reported earnings. They're gapped down. So what you should have been saying is, when do you buy it? Right. Right. When do you buy it? Well, there's a couple of reasons to buy it. You see how it broke a new low and then it came right back? and then it got back to that price again. These are fake out, shake out moments, fake out, shake out, right? Below the lows. And then they come back, they flirt with it, come right back, fake out, shake out, fake out, shake out. They're trying. They're trying their best to get you out of the stock, right? Let me stretch it out a little bit for you. I'm trying. So all that trying is buying, right? They're trying to make it go down. You ain't falling for it. Now, again, if it rolls over and breaks that 6208, you know what you do there? You say, well, this one ain't working. Let me get out. But your entry price is roughly 6270. Well, let's say you're not brave enough to get involved there. But you see the fake out and the shake outs, right? And then it starts to go up. And then there's a Kardashian bottom right here. Also known when it goes sideways, little Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne forms the bottom range. And then you got your little butt cheeks. Andy Dufresne meets the Kardashian bottom into the wonderful blue line, the VWAP break. Gap down stock, Andy Dufresne, Kardashian bottom, VWAP break, blue line, orange line. That's it. I could probably elaborate on the intricacies of this trade to try to write a 120-page book about it, like the industry tries to do, right? What does our industry try to do? It tries to make everything complicated. So you think that you need some money manager to pay 20% of your profits so he can manage your money. You could do it for yourself. This is the trade they use. This is the trade everybody uses. This is institutional trade. This is where real money is being made. This is what they're doing with your money. You might as well do it yourself and save the 20%. Just pay me. I'll show you how to do it. Blue line breaks. That's institutional money line, right? Look at the volume surging into that move. More volume, more better. Stocks gap down. Breaks VWAP. Nobody wants to be short stocks breaking VWAP, baby, right? One of the first lessons I've ever learned about trading. Nobody wants to be short stocks breaking VWAP, especially when they report earnings. Fantastic. Now, again, the mistake, if you want to call it a mistake, is that I bought the stock at 63.74. And then when it got to the orange line, I sold 50% of it because that's what you do. You know why? Because that's $1. And you've got the hard part out of the way, the blue line to orange line. That's $1. 63.74 to 64.90. It's $1.20. You got 400 shares, you sell 2. You know why? Because now, baby, they can't take the money from you. So let's say the orange line acts as resistance and it rolls back over and you wind up selling the rest at the blue line, which would still be a profit. You can't lose. Even if you use break even on the rest of your shares, you made at least the 2 points or the $200 or in this case, $250. But it did break the orange line, baby. It did. And then it ripped another whole dollar, which you sell another 100 shares. So now you're down to that last 100. And when it candles down to the orange line as they're pulling these pre-market shenanigan low volume moments, you can withstand it just like I did. You're not happy about it when they pull the rug from you, but look where they pulled the rug to. Back to the orange line, baby. Back to the orange line. And you still got that last 100 now. So now do you say to yourself, well, I survived that moment. Maybe this thing's going to go all the way back to the highs of the day now, baby, because it's a bull market now. It's a bull market, baby. Oh, wait a minute. Has it ever not been a bull market? Of course not. We're always in a bull market. But now you got yourself a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal, and you could say to yourself, I'm supposed to do something here. Oh, that's right. You want to go on StockTwits right now and say $, PYPL, and this is, I'm not joking around here, $, PayPal, stock on StockTwits. If you're not on StockTwits, you're not allowed into the schmooze. This is your free pass to my website. I'm giving you a secret tip here. All you got to do is a couple of attaboys. Hey, this trade works really well. PayPal, $ PayPal, at Hit the Bid Radio, at sign. You guys know what this, remember? This is just internet number 101, at Hit the Bid Radio, which is me. gave us another winner here by pointing out the greatest trade ever, the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. We sing songs about it. And if you want to be led into the schmooze on Thursday night, which is going to be a banger, like it was last week, giving the levels with solid jello on the cues to the pullback. Anyway, doesn't matter. You missed it. You want to be let in, you got to go on StockTwits and promote what we're doing here. Because we only have one goal: get me on TV and maybe Solid Jello. He'll play guitar while I talk about charts. And then he'll have his own segment. 420 Fridays, baby. 420 Fridays. Make it the Vice show, whatever the hell we do. Market Rap show. It's time for this face to be on the real TV and dethrone this guy Kramer. Because he's a hack. He's a has-been. It's over. He's a bull market cheerleader. Calling for crashes 2 weeks ago. And there I was saying, no, it's probably over. Anyway, but here's the trade. Again, it's not about me, right? I just discovered this. I'm like the Christopher Columbus of VWAP. How about that? Right? And there's no doubt it works. And if you consistently take this trade, when one fails, and I'm saying when one fails, it's been 3 years now, not one has failed. That's insane. It's insane, people. It's insane. Right? So let's take a look at another one. Sophie, right? I gave you this one a couple of weeks ago. Why? I'll tell you why. Because my father, out of nowhere, says, hey, you know anything about this Sophie? I'm like, why? What are you doing? He's like, I just bought the stock. I'm like, oh, good. I guess I should buy it because my father never loses. And when did he buy it? Yeah. You think he knows about them reporting numbers? No clue. He's a long-term investor. He must have done some due diligence on it. And he bought it during this collapse. I think his price was around $10. Of course, he's up 40%. He has no idea the company reported earnings, nor does he care, right? But again, another winner. I gave it to you guys. Big Al never fails. So here you go, right? You woke up this morning and you were thinking, hey, Big Al must be getting hammered. Or you thought, wait a second, is that a faux show bro on an earnings report? I think I'm supposed to be doing something here. I hear these trades work every time. What am I supposed to be doing? So it went up, rolled over, went 1 minute multi-day VWAP break, and then came back. That's a very similar to the other 1,000 trades that I've seen before. What is that? Oh, that's right. That's the faux show, bro. VWAP break on an earnings report. I heard these trades work out pretty well. Not exactly the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal that you just saw on PayPal, but these trades we work equally as well. And there you go. Right? So where are you buying it? You're buying blue line, right? Or you're buying new highs because shorts, remember, the reason I trade so well now is that I just think about what I used to be doing, moron that I used to be, idiot, schmuck. Every stock's going to zero. But as a shorter, I would notice, hey, stocks don't like to stay down when they break back over the VWAP. And they certainly don't like the stock. They certainly don't stay down when they break new pre-market highs. So you saw the faux show, bro. Maybe you weren't awake. I wasn't. And then you saw the VWAP break. I would have bought it there, but I wasn't awake. And then I saw this when I was awake. Hey, a faux show, bro. Multi-day, 1 minute VWAP break, new high pre-market. I'm in. 1375. Woohoo! Where's it go? 1415. How you doing? Stock starts to go down. What do you think I sold it on the way back down? You know I did. $14. Sold it at 14 on the way up. Here I'm thinking 1450. Went back down, sold it. Could have bought it back again. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Money's in hand. Can't take it from me. PayPal and Sophie. Day's over. Or is it? Maybe the market crashes today, right? Maybe this rolls over and breaks down. Ooh, maybe it is. As a matter of fact, it is. Look, testing VWAP as we're speaking, right? So think about if I was a little bit more savvy right now, the price where I was selling it earlier, right, at $14.17. You see how it broke that price? Classic head and shoulder VWAP retrace, right? So now let me show you what's going to happen next. Usually you'll get to the VWAP and you'll find the jiggle and the shuffle because algos like to do things at the VWAP, right? So now you're reverting from on top. There's a test of strength so far. Holds it, holds it, holds it. Probably going to rally again. But if you shuffle and jiggle along now for the next 5 or 6 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes and then breaks down, there's your short, and you use those levels as your stops. So that's making a new decision right now as we wait to see what we're going to do. So take a look at the cues, and I still do believe the market bottom is in, but that doesn't matter because who cares? You're just trading for the moment, right? And when the moment is telling you what? Short the cues, hammer the cues. Why? You see the test from underneath, right? When it tests from underneath and fails, that's confirmation of weakness, baby. And that's why you should be shorting the cues right now. Right now. And now you've got yourself a 1 minute multi-day VWAP break. And where's it going? Whole number. You should expect to be a bounce at the whole number when it gets there, right? Why? Because that's how it's programmed, baby. It's super programmed. It's the same day every day. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversals, half numbers and whole numbers. Don't get out of your entire position at one price. It's the same day every day. It's the same day every day, he said. It's the same day. It's the same trade. It's the same day every day. It's the same thing. So I was interviewed the other day with, you guys remember Raging Bull? Remember them? Remember how you all met me back at Raging Bull? I was on their show a couple of weeks ago, right? And we started talking and we started getting into the trades that I was looking at. And he says, you know what? You're just basically doing the same thing from 4 years ago when I first met you. And I said, yeah. You know why? Because it works. And that's what makes me a little bit different from everybody else, right? I don't got to reinvent something and package it a different way to try to sell it to you like the scam that this industry is, right? The scam that I'm smarter. I'm better at finding these than most people. I found this trade. A lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk about 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversals, but you will, right? I'm not pretending I have a scanner that's finding these for me. I built the scanner that helps me follow the trade, which is all you need. There's no bullshit here. I'm not talking about NASA scientists and trans-dimensional interweaving of algorithms and some other fancy words to try to sell you some bullshit. It's the same shit. What year is this? It's 13 years running, baby. 13 years running. And if you're not short the cues now, why? You looking at me? I know I'm pretty, but you better make some money because your wife or your husband is prettier than I am. Your kids are. Support your family with this trade. Do this trade over and over and over and over again. Look at it go, people. This is live, baby. Live, right? Scam proof, fraud proof, right? When we do the trades live. Did it work? Yes. Did I mention it? Certainly did. Are you making money? I hope you are. Scam proof. Ain't no scams when you know how to trade, right? Is UVXY green? Certainly is, confirming your weakness on your Q trade. Now, if you are short the Qs, and I hope for God you are, right? Where are you going to cover? You see that orange line? You see the orange line? Do you see the orange line? You see the orange line? You already covered some at 470, didn't you? Right? And now you're going to cover some at 469, aren't you? Aren't you? Right? When it gets there. What if it doesn't get there? Then you're going to cover the rest at 470, wait, and 470.48 because you don't disobey the orange line when it's so graciously put there for you. So now you're looking at this market collapsing. Kenny, how'd you know it was going to go down? I'm a fucking genius. That's how. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go say hello to a couple other people. All right. Hang on a second. Let me see if these guys are still doing their thing over here. Oh, there you are. Can I broadcast both things at the same time? Watch this. Forgot I was supposed to do my own show. See that? I forgot about it, trying to help you maniacs. It's more fun. Wait, let me get my head out of the way. Hold on a second. All right. So now that you made money shorting the queues, right? Right here, live on television, right? Wouldn't that be cool? See, I think would be a great show if I was able to go on satellite radio and just trade live, and you'd be able to follow me on the internet while listening to me on the radio. And I do a 4-hour show on Sirius satellite radio, so I could say whatever the fudge I want. See, I wouldn't have to say fudge. I could use harsh language, even though my grandma says it makes me seem unintelligent when I use bad words, and then she tells me to fuck off. No, my grandma didn't drop F-bombs too much. But my parents were very free with that language. We're from Brooklyn. So what we're witnessing right now is how to trade. That's cool, right? See, this is live, right? This is it. This is awesome. This is the way you want to be. Remind me, I have an appointment with my therapist at 3 p.m. today. I blew him off because I was embarrassed that I broke my streak. Yes, that's right. I smoked weed. Condemn me. I was trying not to smoke I was trying to break my record, go for 50 days. Yeah, I failed. All right. More importantly, what are we doing with these cues, right? I'm ready to cover. I'm going to look at 470 as my out because I'm what they call risk averse. You like that? See how I use that word now? Impressive. Now, if I was risk tolerant, I would give it to the 40, 48, but I'm not because I want the money. And that's why I'm always complaining about trades because I take the money and then the stock does a lot more after I get out. But that's all right because at the end of the day, I'm making a little bit. This ain't bad. I was expecting 469 and now I'm going to have to get out at 470 because they're coming for me. I mean, I better actually do something about this. Hold on a second. So 470 is my out. And if I had more than 100 shares now, I could do 50 and 50, but why not? I'm out. And good night. All right. Very nice. All right. So a little PayPal, little QQQ short. And now we get to readjust, right? What time is it? 9:08. We got the whole rest of the day ahead of us. Let me show you HIMS. And again, if you are my friend, please don't support this stock. I hope it goes to zero. I hate this company. I hate everything about it. They're a scam and they sell awful pills. And they should be delisted. And this company should be stricken from the memory banks of society. Generic, fake drugs. And now they got into bed with Wegovy or some other one of these companies. 5 years from now, and I hope you guys aren't taking this drug, 5 to 7 years from now, there will be so many class action suits against this company, right? That it's not even going to be funny. There's going to be so many studies that come out to talk about how this drug has done irreparable damage to your body. It's going to be outlawed. It's going to happen. And this company is going to zero, right? With their fake drugs and their wannabe generic, blah, blah, blah. I hate this stock. I hope it goes to zero. So if I was awake earlier, I probably would have shorted this thing when I saw it above 42.50. Beautiful short reversion. I'm not going to deny there's a faux show, bro, VWAP ass crack break right there. You could have got long and made a couple of points on it. Not a fan. I'm hoping it breaks down on the VWAP again, rolls over and goes back to 32 bucks and then zero. Hate the stock. And if you are trading it long, I'm rooting for you to lose. All right, let's go back to that QQQ, right? So the risk tolerant is still short. You see where they went and got me? That's me. It's personal. It's personal, people. Look, I wasn't going to cover the last, and look what happened. You know why the market did that? Because they know. The market knows there's people out there looking at it, half numbers and whole numbers. right? So it said, oh, Kenny said he wants to get out at 470. All right, let's bring it to 470 and then let's roll over without him. Typical, right? It's all right because you're still in, because your risk tolerance is bigger than mine. 44, 70, 48. Now you're going to get paid down to that 469 probably. Are you? I hope you are. Here it is. 469. Bring it. You see how even in this trade that's working, there's still other things going on. For instance, like that bull trade, BULL. As this thing was getting smoked for weeks, I was sneaking in there and catching these wonderful long trades on the stock up until last week where I got hammered. But when the trade is over, you're going to take a loss. And that day, when it finally didn't have one of those bizarro up moves before rolling over, that was the day where you said, you know what, this stock's probably done. And since that day, I haven't traded it long since, because once the stock stops cooperating, you move on. Same reason I don't trade certain names, because they suck, right? But the trade was working for weeks and weeks, and then you got this. Nobody wants to stop, right? But over the last 10 days, before the collapse, you've had these wonderful VWAP moves, bagoof, bagang, bagadoof, before the rollovers. Even though the stock was in a downtrend, you were getting paid between 8:30 and 10. But now the stock has found its true nature, and that's going to zero. Like most IPOs, like most stocks, because most stocks suck. That's why I'm a bear. Keeps me fresh as a daisy. I understand most stocks suck, and that'll never change. Let's see if they want to say hello. Hold on a second. So anyway, let's go back to the PayPal, right? Here you go, right? So PayPal, you're loving it, right? Bad earnings, good earnings, doesn't matter, baby. VWAP break is what matters. Check it out, y'all. Right? Remember that candle that came for us and we said, who cares? We sold 70, I guess 75%. If you had 400 shares and now you're down to the last 100, that's 75%. Now the last 100 shares, the stock could be going to 68 bucks. Does anybody know where it's going? Only Scan Man knows, right? You remember Scan Man, right? Oh no, I'm Scan Man, but yeah. The guy that said he knew where stocks were going, right? Yeah, everybody knows. After the fact, they know. But what you can do right now is you could say, hey, listen, admit you don't know what's going to happen next, and you're participating in the stock with limited risk because you're buying VWAP breaks on earnings reports. Thank you. Right now, listen, if you're in the stock from here and you've sold here and here, you don't want to let it go back. I mean, now it's at 66.40 bid. How you doing? Right? You're above this moment. You should be ripping right now, right? So you definitely need a consolidation. So I ain't letting it go back all the way down to 64.83. Screw that, right? So now you raise your stop right here. You see the tops and these bottoms of the candles, how they're matching up. That's your new area of concern. Let's not call it a stop because we're not using stops. So now you scroll down to that price, 65.77. Make it even easier, 75, 65.75. And now you hover over the sell button. It starts to roll, you press the button. So listen, I think the bottom of the market's in. I just gonna keep saying that over and over again, so you guys know I'm not joking around. 420 was massive. 443.14 was even more important. I think 443.14 could be tested again, but I really don't think I don't sink or flink. I don't blink. The Qs will be down under 420. I'm going to say this: generational lows. Now, again, there could be another black swan event, and whether or not you thought the president crashing the market single-handedly was a black swan event, sort of, not really. Unprecedented, nothing's unprecedented, right? People are saying, one guy, when I was talking about shorting UVXY, he's like, so you're going to be the guy that calls the top of the UVXY in the first black swan event we've had in 3 decades. Yeah, I guess I am, because I know that UVXY always goes down, and this is not a black swan event, and it's not unprecedented, because the market has always gone through some moment where we all thought it was unprecedented. You guys remember when capitalism was over in 08 and 09? That was pretty unprecedented, and we made it through that, right? And then this pandemic thing happened. Remember that? That was pretty unprecedented. I don't know if anybody's lived through a pandemic in here, but we just did, and it became the greatest stock market rally in history because the market's rigged. So the next catastrophe, when you hear the word unprecedented, or my favorite, this time is different, it's never different, ever. And I'm just basing it on the last 100 years. Every crash we've come back from, every time. So when something happens every time, I'm going to have to keep saying it's going to happen again. Like this trade keeps working, I'm going to keep doing it. The market crashes and corrects. Every time it does, it comes back and also goes to all-time highs. Even in the face of this maniac trying to break things apart. But breaking things apart is fun because then we put it back together. So I hope the volatility stays intact forever. All right. So, not joking. Please post some stuff on YouTube if you are following me. If you're not following me, at Hit the Bid Radio here, StockTwits, as well as, oh, you see, as soon as I said I wanted to sell some PayPal, you bastard. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that shit. 65.80. 65.80. 65.80 going once. It's there for you. Sold to you. 65.80. Oh, 65.80 guy wants some stock. Look at him holding this market up. Oh, now he left. All right, 65.80 out. Nice. All right, everybody. Be doing a 4 o'clock session today. And then tomorrow I'm out. I'm going to be frolicking with the StockTwits crew. All your favorite kids from StockTwits will be there. Phil Pearlman, Brian Shannon, Howard Linzon. Or is it Linzon? I know the guy 25 years. I don't even know his last name. Is it Linzon or Linzon? Or could it be both? Tomato, tomato. I don't know, but he'll be there. And all your favorites. I'll be doing a session at 12. And they might put my face on the homepage. I had to fill out all this paperwork how I wasn't a racist, even though I am. You guys know that story? Yeah, I'll tell you some other day. But yeah, and then tomorrow I'll be out all day and all night. But I'll come back the next day fresh as a daisy because I don't drink like I used to. I used to drink so much that I wouldn't even remember the event. And then I would come home at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I would try to walk home with my eyes closed in the middle of the road, see if I could make it. Yeah, alcoholism. Fun times. But those days are over. It was only a half a mile walk. Usually wasn't any cars. I'd peek every once in a while. All right, you guys have a great day. Have a great afternoon. I'll recap all this stuff later on. So Wednesday, I'm out. Thursday, we're going to open the room. All you got to do is email me. 48 hours of me and Solid. Wait till you see this guy. If you haven't seen Solid lately, he's taking this stuff. He draws the red lines for you. He draws all the lines for you. Tells you where the stock's going to pull back to, where its projected move is going to be. It's just it's insane, baby. And it's something to behold. And then Friday we'll rock and roll, and then it's the weekend. And then suddenly I'm going to have a college graduate. You believe this? My son graduating college. Nuts. All right, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Tell some friends, and I'll see you soon.